Okay, so I got a box, and it's by Artisan Cutlery. And a few weeks ago, a rep of theirs reached out and asked if I wanted to be a part of a new utility knife that they were launching, and to give some feedback and do some stuff like that. And I thought that had kind of gone belly up because I hadn't heard anything back from them. But I just got the box, so let's open it up. I wish I had a utility knife to open this up. But let's open it up and see what we have inside and see, get kind of like first looks. I don't know what to expect, so this should be interesting. But it's from Artisan Cutlery, so let's give it a go. All right, so first and foremost, I guess we're going to have to open this thing up. I don't know what any of these numbers mean, but let's use the old Kershaw here. So this thing is supposed to be, I believe it's called the Breeze, the CJRB Breeze. And it's supposed to be a little utility knife that is like for box cutting and opening packages and stuff like that. And I don't know much else about it other than that, to be honest. All right, let's cut this open too. There we go. Comes in a fancy little CJRB box. That tells me that it's probably going to be something sort of retail ready. And there we go. That is it right there. We are in the mix. All right, so this is the CJRB Breeze. You have, it looks like it's a box cutter multi-tool. Ooh, I like the feeling of that. That's kind of, it's got two different lengths here. So you can do small cut, big cut. A little push button there. I like that. You got a lockout mode on the back so that your knife doesn't come out on you on accident. Unlock it and send it out. You got two sections right here. On the back, you've got a measuring device. You've got, what is this, M6 and M8. So M8 on this side, M6 on this side if you want to just do that. It's kind of a dual function bit driver. That's pretty cool. It looks to be put together with some good hardware. It's got some decently substantial weight to it. I mean, I like CJRB stuff. They have sent me a few items in the past, and I have always been pretty impressed with their stuff. And this is not really any different than that. I really like what I'm holding here. I do typically carry a box cutter with me, just a very small one, a little utility knife, I guess, but definitely not as utility as this. Mine doesn't have a bit driver, and it definitely doesn't have a little measuring device. I think you could probably use this as a straight line thing too. I don't know. Overall, the impressions on this thing, this is a pretty cool little tool, I think. If my camera will focus. But I think that I'm going to have to give this a run, see what I think of it, and let you guys know. This has just kind of been the initial unpacking of it. Comes in a standard CJRB box. I really like their box and packaging. Looks like it's supposed to fit there. I kind of tossed it around a little bit so it was actually out of the box. But comes with something like that. I like that. Overall, CJRB, so far, fantastic. What I would really like to see is something like titanium or something, so that it was light, because this is actually, it's pretty substantial. It feels like it weighs a decent amount. In fact, hang on. Let's find out how much it weighs. I'm curious. I have ye old gold buying scale here. It's just, and that's really what I use it for. Everybody in the comments, I can hear you now. Let's see where we're at. So, just to make sure we're calibrated and not going crazy, this should be 100 grams. 100 grams on the dot. All right, scale is on the mark. This thing weighs 75.36 grams, or if we want to switch that over to 2.658 ounces. Overall length on it is, well, I don't know. I'd use the measuring device, but, well, you know. Not prepared for this video at all. I didn't really know what I was getting, to be honest. But this is a pretty cool piece of pocket kit. I like the lockout feature. The lockout on it is pretty cool. Keep it from coming open in my pocket, because I do have a tendency to sit on things, and I typically carry my knife in my back pocket. So the fact that that thing would be depressed and it could come out, you know, I like having the lock. That's a pretty cool little feature. Just a little right turn, or left turn, I guess. and it won't come out. Pretty safe and sound there. Overall, I gotta say, this thing is pretty cool. Some glamour shots of it. Let's get all this junk out of the way, I guess. Some glamour shots here of this new CJRB. All right. Well, I'm gonna pop this thing into my pocket. I'm gonna carry it around with me for a little while and see what I think. But overall, first impressions are great. I love having a razor knife that you can swap out the razors on. How do you swap out the razors? Because it's, you know, when I don't want to trash my knife or whatever with a box or with a, oh, you just unturn this. Is that how you do it? Yeah, you turn the lock, you spin the button. That's how you swap the blade out. Let's try and do this. I've never done this. I have no idea what I'm doing, so keep that in mind, please. But I believe if you're back here and you're just unscrewing, it feels like it's getting pretty loose. Yeah, so then it falls apart. You got your springs. I could see those getting lost. Yeah, oh yeah. If you're not careful swapping this thing out, this is not a fast swap type thing. It would be nice if those were recessed and set in some way, maybe glued or something like that, so you didn't lose it. Once that's done, then you got to drop out your blade. But I like the fact that you can turn the blade around and it doesn't lose that. I would like to see some sort of a quick release function to where you could release the blade, swap a new blade in there relatively quickly, and not have to kind of like finagle things around. But I don't know how they would really do that with this design, to be honest, because these little micro springs that fell out, I mean, basically what you're looking at is, you know, your button here, which is aluminum, and then your other side, your lock on that side, and the springs just kind of, I feel like they're easily lost. So that would be one thing, and obviously keep in mind that this is probably partial user error because I have no knowledge of this thing at all prior to opening this box right now. But that's one thing that I could see a positive change being, is just a quick release for the blade. Maybe if you could like push it down or something like that. I have another, where's my other little box cutter? I don't know where it's at. But even my other box cutter thing, utility blade, has a quick release on it. That's the only thing that I see falling short on this so far. But this thing, I mean, the chassis feels substantial. I really like it. Wait a minute, what is that all about? Oh, that's just a design thing. Little half moon right there. So as I was editing, I actually realized this is a bottle opener. It's not just a design feature. You slip the bottle under there, crack the bottle. Anyway, back to the video. All right, so let's put this thing back together. In order to put it back together, you got your big button on this side. I'm gonna assume what I should do here is slide in this way. No, maybe this way. Just until it lines up with something, I guess. Like that. Stick this through that hole. So that's where you're going to get locked in. But then, how do you... And I don't think I'm an idiot, but... I mean, I might be. So yeah, if you got a flat surface to do, that's actually not too bad to put that thing back together. Goes back together pretty quick. Right back into action. Also, I don't know if I like the tension thing there, because you could feasibly lock this thing out to where it is super tight and doesn't want to open and shut very easily if you keep turning that thing. Which actually, I don't know. I might take that back. I kind of like that. I kind of like that you can adjust the tension of the release on it. Back together. It didn't take that much time or effort to put it back together. It's just not a quick release. That's my only critique on this. Other than that, it feels like a really cool piece of pocket carry. I bet you it fits in that little change pocket on your jeans just perfectly. But like I said, I'm gonna load this thing up, carry it around, see how I feel. If you're interested in this, there is a Kickstarter live right now. I will link it in the comments below and in the description. If you want to get in early on this thing, you can get one of the first rounds of this thing. And CJRB is a reputable company, so I have no doubt that you're going to get what you paid for. If you're looking for something cool like that, though, link in the description below. One more look at it, just real quick before we go. This is a pretty cool piece of kit. I like it. Hey, thanks CJRB for sending it over, for Artisan Cutlery to send it over. I really appreciate you guys, and as I get more information and a little bit more use out of it, I will certainly post more content. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.